First and foremost, I want to say that Destiny 2 has come a long way, and we are still technically seeing the content that was connected to Bungie's time with Activision, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Now that being said, by now you've had time to experience all that Arc Week has to offer, which shouldn't be hard considering that it offers very little. It's really nothing more than just patch notes. Patch notes that have been given the title Arc Week, which is a little misleading. Arc bounties? No, just bounties that require you to complete objectives using Arc, which is good because it's not fun to have solar singe and it's asking you to use void abilities to complete the bounty. So I guess that's fine, but when Bungie marketed this as Arc Week, I had many ideas for what this could be. Maybe a new weekly event will rotate month to month and bring about new activities and gear like faction rallies did, and boy, was I wrong. Arc Week is nothing more than just super buffs that were needed, primarily for Arc subclasses, and some catalysts for Year 1 exotics that I haven't used in forever. These should have been in the game long ago, back when they talked about Arms Day and things of that nature. But nonetheless, it's something new to do, but just grinding for the sake of grinding does not make for good content. This just adds to what continues to amount to shallow content, and not just for Season of the Drifter or Joker's Wild, but for the annual pass as a whole. Season of the Drifter has even less content than Black Armory had, and it's had a lot of issues along the way. But we'll save all that for a season review video after Revelry drops and we get to see what all Revelry brings to the table. But for now, let's just talk about Arc Week and why I believe they marketed this the way it was. I think Bungie wanted to bring people back and spark interest for the players that had stepped away in the past month or so from Destiny. Bring them back a week before Revelry drops to get them playing the game, get them to try some new content and check out new stuff that they've done to the game. That way, you get in for Revelry. A few weeks after Revelry drops, you got Opulence, so you bring back in some player base, and that way they get excited about new content that you have coming out. That's all it was. I think it's just a way to bring people back. So why do they? Since when do they announce that and label patch notes and have it on the roadmap? That's what's so misleading about this whole thing. All that says to me is this is just filler content to get you from week to week, to get you to come back in before they release some actual content, actual new items and stuff, so that you're back in the game and they can draw you in. Bungie seems to be missing the mark with a lot of its content and updates since Forsaken, and at times it feels like the devs don't even play the game that they've created. And sometimes that's evident with why you throw out, you feel that to keep, you need to nerf power weapons such as machine guns to compensate for the fact that people are burning down primevals and things of that nature in Gambit Prime or in your game modes. That's not the problem. They just buffed Wardcliff Coil, and then a few weeks later they nerf it again. I'm sure that has to do with Gambit Prime and Gambit in general, because they didn't buff it they didn't nerf it as a whole. They nerfed the PvE side of it. Now that may not be a big issue to you, and I mean it's not in essence, but why put out a big buff like that and then bring it right back? It's like you haven't tested out any of these things. But again, this is all content that was made and set when they were under the thumb of Activision and meeting deadlines for content release schedules. So I'll just accept this for what it is and move on. I really do look forward to seeing what Revelry brings and Season of Opulence has in store. Like I said, hopefully now that we get further from the Bungie Activision split, we'll start to see a change in the quality and even the amount of content that is released. But, this is my opinion, and it may not be the popular opinion, so let me know what you guys think about Arc Week and even the annual pass as a whole. Are you satisfied with the annual pass so far? Are you okay with the way that things were marketed and the way that it's being distributed? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.